white one's nice though. I like that.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Again, going on other things, they're not as expensive as I would have thought.
So babes, you could get a mythical creature. One of these.
Il y a une tête de base.
Tiens-moi ça.
Yeah.
I need to get one of these and we just cut the bum out of it.
Yeah.
Just cut a hole in it.
Already looked at that, yeah. I think it was, yeah. Smallest t-shirts, 5 to 6.
Where are you going?
So.
I see them. See them? See them?
Oh, right there.
Bottom shelf.
Look at him.
Well, I really.
Okay, thank you.
666, are you all together?
Computing their magic, of course. And your tour will be there.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Warner Brothers Studio Tour London, the making of Harry Potter. Please jump up out of those to Hogwarts, which means there's something very special behind these doors. Now, speaking of special, do we have anyone celebrating a birthday here today? Excellent, come forward for me, come on, come on. Right, let's pop you two on this door. You've got a badge as well, do you want to come up as well? Yep, there we go. Pop yourself on that door, and with the very words that Harry heard when he first arrived at the castle. Welcome to Hogwarts. Now gently push those doors, off you go. Here we go, come on inside. Yes, this is the Great Hall. It was one of the first sets that were built for the film series, and as you can tell, one of the largest. It stood on a soundstage to my right for 10 years before they brought it in here for this very tour. Please keep coming in. If we can fit up to 22 double-decker buses in here, we certainly have room for all of you. Now, as you can see, the lights are on, the tables are dressed, and this is what we call in the film industry a hot set, meaning that it is ready for filming. And I can see a lot of you got your cameras ready, so please take as many pictures as you like, and we'll be at the top of the Great Hall in just a few moments. Please keep coming in so we can close those beautiful doors. Now, as you do make your way, I'm sure you can notice this magnificent pendulum swinging back and forward. Now, the first time you see this, you're in the prisoner of Azkaban scene, and Harry is trying to get his consent form signed so he can visit Hogsmeade. Sadly, it doesn't quite work out the way he wants. The next time you see this, you're in the out exams. So this is the moment to show the slow passage of time as we all feel doing exams. In front, we have got the Laura Sunbridge in her shockingly pink costume, which actually gets pinker as she gets more powerful and more brought up to Hogwarts. Now, one of the things to notice as you walked in here are the Weasley twins flying above the tables. Now, during the scene, they come bursting in through the Great Hall doors, and the first thing they do is throw fireworks and make a huge mess. Now, the thing is, they couldn't actually throw fireworks in the Great Hall, that would be dangerous. So instead, the lighting technicians created a pattern in the ceiling for the children to watch as if they could see the fireworks. Then these patterns later in post-production and visual effects. However, saying that, we are going to recreate that scene for you today, and we're going to add a little extra to it. This does mean that we're going to have flashing lights, smoke effects, and pyrotechnics. So if this is something you are comfortable with, we recommend heading through those archways right now. However, if this is something that you you would like to see, then we recommend taking those cameras out, switching them to video, and in 3, 2, very cool effect right there. Now, at the top of the Great Hall, we've got a series of school desks. Now, during the annual exams, little circles with numbers in, and the first one's on the director's board. If you happen to have one of those orange activity books, the passports, then you are looking for 7 stamps and 15 golden snitches. Then your first golden snitch is against the glass on the left-hand archway. Don't worry if you can get a passport.
요즘 설거지 언제 가냐?
visual and special effects that we use during Harry Potter. So if you would like to see them in action, make sure you do come and gather around. But before we get started, we need to know the difference between what a special effect and a visual effect is. So, Mason, would you like to tell us?
Oh, well, indeed. So, special effects, they are the things done live on set. So effectively, the camera operator will see exactly what your use will see in the final edit. Examples of this, you saw in the Great Hall, the pyros going off for the fireworks and things like that. They are physical special effects. Also the self-stirring cauldrons you saw around the corner just a little while ago. I'm going to show a few examples here as well. Visual effects, however, they are achieved in post-production with the magic of computers. So the camera operator will see very little, if indeed anything at all, when they're actually filming because of the edge of what we call post-production. Examples of that, the firework dragon that would have swept up the Great Hall and close to home, just over to your left there. The portraits, when they are moving, they are once again a visual effect. So, shall I make a start with our first one?
We will indeed. You want to go down the very front part. And we're going to take your minds back to the very first film when Harry first gets his invisibility cloak. He pops it on and then looks down. His body has completely disappeared. But how do you actually make an actor invisible? Well, we have these lovely versions of the invisibility cloak over here. And you'll see that on one side we have this velvet fabric with some ancient runes and Celtic symbols printed on it. But if we swap it around to the other side, we have this very lovely green colour. Now this is called Throne Green, and one of the reasons we use this very specific shade is because it's the one colour that's furthest from our skin tones. So when we edit everything in post-production, production, we don't take anything away from the actor or what they are wearing. So we're going to turn our lovely live feed on, and when the actors are filming on set, they will normally have a green screen behind them so everything that colour can get removed. So you'll see at the moment we have this side, we flip it around to the other side. Not very magical, but this is what everyone would see during filming. But we're going to magically transport Mason to the room of requirement, and this is what would happen in post-production. So Mason, fantastic, and just like that, his body has completely gone invisible, just like Harry. Oh, he's completely gone. Fabulous, magic, right?
Yeah, let's grab this bag. And I think you've worked rather hard on that one, so do make yourself very, very comfortable, because we are going to talk about Dobby, the house elf, one of the most mischievous characters in the film series. Now recall, Dobby at one point levitates the cake over the Dursley's house guest, Mrs. Mason. And they wondered, how do we go about levitating the cake? We see we have the cake behind us just over here. But you wouldn't want to tuck into this cake or have a slice of it because it's made of non-edible, lightweight fiberglass. It just looks absolutely fantastic. And it is in fact hollow on the inside, but more on that in just a moment, because we get the strange feeling to see it in action. See, we have a singular motor up there and an arm that takes us into the final position. But I want to get a camera on this, and I would like some audience participation. So anyone that has a hand that is holding onto a camera, hold it up in the air, because Dobby cues it exactly with a click on the finger. So ready, 3, 2, 1. And our king starts to levitate over the unsuspecting Mrs. Mason, sat just there. Now you might be wondering, how do we drop all the goo onto the actress? Well, there's a little trapdoor on the bottom, and the team would liaise with the director for the perfect moment to drop all of the cake goo onto a lovely performer.
No.
Yes, we're not going to do that. I do need Libby to do the last part of this show. You've only got one uniform, so let's click our finger one more time to return the cake to its original position. 3, 2, 1. Fabulous work, and there the cake is going back to #1 position. And you are safe.
Fabulous. So we're going to move on to our very final effect, which is to do with this lovely brown door, which you might recognise from the door to #4 Private Drive. Now, of course, you might remember that scene when Harry receives hundreds of thousands of Hogwarts acceptance letters. They're all the way around the living room, they come through the chimney, they come through the fireplace, and also the front door. Now, our director, Chris Columbus, wanted this scene to be as authentic as possible, so doing so, he got in contact with John Richardson, who was our special effects supervisor, and they went down to their local post office and got something very similar to a letter sorting machine, but instead of having it sort letters, they modified it to shoot them out at a rapid pace instead, and then rigged it to the back of the door. So on the screen you're going to see the mechanism that is just behind the actual door itself. So once all of those letters were then loaded into it, they can then liaise with the director for the perfect moment to press the button and release hundreds of thousands of letters into your credit drive. Now we are going to be doing this for you here today. A couple of things to mention. First one, this door is over 25 years old, so if it doesn't work on the first try, don't worry, we're always going to go for a take 2. And second thing, they used around 10,000 letters on set, but it's just me and Mason here, so we're probably going to use around 30 or so just to give you the idea of how it would be on set. So, are you ready?
We are ready to go.
Are you ready? Yeah! Fantastic. We're going to put our live feed on for anyone who would like to see this at the back. And we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, action! Fantastic, and just like that, you have your letters coming out the door.
Now these were created by the graphics department, Mina Lima. This is known for Mina's actual handwriting. She has actually copyrighted a lot of them, kept replicating it over and over again. Now we do need these letters for more of our shows, but if you'd like to get one of your very own, do speak to my colleague on platform 9 3/4 later on. We're happy to get one for you as a replication. Now in a few moments, we're going to do something very technical. We're going to pick all of these up and reload them into the door. Not very entertaining to watch. That's pretty much the end of our show. That's all 3 effects. But if you'd like to create your very own visual effect, your opportunity is just over there to the left, where you can ride a broomstick or and do a lovely water poster as a group. Either Mason is been a wonderful living. Enjoy going behind the scenes of the most magical film series in the world, and thank you.
And welcome to Warner Brothers Studio Tour London, the making of Harry Potter, especially during our magical mischief feature. Now, my name is Craig. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you once again to Warner Brothers Studio Tour London. If you can hear my voice and you would like to see some corners pixies start flying in just a few moments' time, then please do gather around as I'm about to begin in just a few moments' time. So, the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom you can see behind me. The very first one for the first film, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, that was shot on location in a place known as Maycroft Abbey in Wiltshire. However, it was decided for the second film onwards to film right here at Leeds Studios, so we built their own set, and it's the one you can see behind me. So there's a curse placed on the position of Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. That's why it changes every year, new professor, and as we can tell behind me, it is none other than Gilderoy Lockhart. So you can see all the pictures of his tour and his travels around the world, and the epistles he stops on the right hand side. It's a portrait of Gilderoy Lockhart, painted a portrait of Gilderoy Lockhart. Now the original idea was that Lockhart, the real one, would step out of that portrait into the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom and begin teaching. However, production designers Stuart Craig thought it would be much more dramatic if they made a rather large pulpit up there than to step out onto and begin teaching up there. And on that note, I'm going to let Lockhart introduce himself.
Let me introduce you to your new Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Now, the costume department spent absolutely no expense when it came to his costumes, right down to those golden buttons. And Kenneth Branagh, who played Gilderoy Lockhart, he even went as far as to wear wigs and false white teeth as well. So talk about commitment to your character. Now, the Pixies. There were no real Pixies used in filming, but what they did do was the creature effects workshop. They made some models just like the ones you can see behind me, and their famous electric blue. They then passed them over to the visual effects department to cyber scan into their computers and then animate them from there. But even though there were no real Pixies used live on set, they did use some real practical effects as well. For example, Matthew Lewis, who plays Neville Longbottom, he was placed into a harness to put him up in the air, and they were also given some plastic or silicone ears with some wires attached to pull everything up so they could appear that the Pixies grabbing his ears, pulling him into the air. And of course, Emma Watson, who played Hermione Granger, has attached some wires in her hair as well. They puppeted her hair and made it appear that pixies were in her hair. They animated those pixies in later on. Now, we are going to make these pixies fly, so I would encourage you to get your cameras or your phones out, turn them on to video mode, as the pixies are about to start flying now.
See what you make of
and say the magic spell, which is of course immobilus. So if we can all say immobilus together on the count of three. In 3, 2, 1, immobilus. And just at the nick of time. Neville. Hi Neville. Neville. Neville.
Why is it always me?
I think you'll be saying that for the next 6 films. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. I have been Craig. The rest of the tour continues in the Forbidden Forest, where Aragorn cannot wait to eat you all. I mean, meet you all, sorry. And if you're just joining us, next demonstration will be in just a few minutes' time.
So I'm recording right now.
you go? I think not. I cannot deny them fresh meat when it wanders so willingly into our midst. Goodbye, friend of Hagrid.
Recognize that iconic message. Please send it to Ron. But if we turn our page this side, you will see some faint lines going down the sides and going across. Now those will be our guides, but I will show you step by step. So the first thing we want to do is find this line going across here, and we're going to fold our page like this. Perfect. And once you've folded the top line, we want to find the bottom line going across there, and we're going to fold our page upwards. So far, so good. Excellent work, everyone. So this is where it gets a little tricky. Now we're going to turn our page sideways, and there are two very fine lines going across the top, and two very fine lines going across the bottom. The next step is to find the first and the top line, and we're going to fold along it. Now it's a little fold, but a little friendly at the same time. So do give yourself as much time as you need. And it just looks like that. So it's a really tiny fold along the top. And for those that have done that successfully, we then fold over a second time. And it's really just a tiny little fold over. So our page will look like this. And as some of you have guessed, what we've done to this side, we must do to the other side. So just to remind you what we did a fold along the top line and then fold it over one at a time. This is what my page currently looks like. And if you've done that, you can use the time just to make sure our edges are lovely and firmly pushed down. Excellent work, everyone. You're doing very well. Don't worry, this is the most fiddly part over with. Now, for those that are ready to move on to the next stage, we will see a faint line across the middle there. We want to fold our page in half, just like this. Excellent work. And now we're just 2 steps away from completing our howler, so well done. Now, if we hold our page like this, like a V, we now want to fold this bit forward along the faint line. So just to show you again, so we have a V here, and we're just folding that page down like this along the faint line. So that the red is on the outside and the writing is now on the inside. And yes, some of you have guessed it, you then do exactly the same to the other side, and you end up with a lovely red rectangle. But it's not just a rectangle, it's a howler. And you can put the thumb in the bottom half and your fingers in the top half.
Ronald Weasley! How dare you steal that car? I am absolutely disgusted! Your father's now facing an inquiry at work, and it's entirely your fault! If you put another toe out of line, we'll bring you straight home! OMG. Congratulations on the
Excellent work. Now instead of shredding your howler, do take it home with you.
Wake up, cousin! We're going to the zoo!
I want everything to be perfect for my Dudley's special day. Hurry up! How are you?
Not to be rude or anything, but this isn't a great time for me to have a house help.
Yes, Dobby understands. It's just that Dobby has come to tell you it is difficult. Dobby?
I think you have more than one battery pack anyway. Why are you only charged one?
Huh?
I think you have more than one battery.
Because that one charges my phone twice, so I didn't think I'd need the other.
That one's ready. Oh yeah.
Two more available at the end.
Maybe we'll do it again.
Very well, right.
ของมันแล้วใครจะถ่าย
You've got my light on mine.
Oh,
You've got the battery.
there we go. Huh?
behind the scenes insights not only into Weasley Wizard Weasleys, one of the most magical and mischievous shops on the streets, but of course the many different fun products that you can find inside. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more, please do join us down here. Either by this barrier just here, that barrier just there. So long as there's a little walkway in the centre, just for anybody that wants to continue on making their way through the tour, it's absolutely perfect. Of course, we can't talk about the shop without talking about how eye-catching it is with that bright orange colour, which we feel to be a little bit of a nod to the twins' fiery ginger hair. Now, ultimately, now works for a number of different reasons as well. Not only is it a brand new shop on Diagon Alley, means that paint is also very bright and brand new. The other shops here have been here for centuries, so their colour has started to fade away a little bit over time. Great example, of course, with Flourish and Watts on my side just over here. But also thematically, because within that film, ultimately it's one of the only shops that is open, as the Death Eaters have closed down pretty much every single other shop on the street, including, of course, Ollivanders towards our side just there. So that bright, vibrant colour means it's very inviting to bring everybody on the inside of it as well. And of course, we have this 20-foot tall mannequin just above at the front here as well, which is based on one of the likenesses of one of the Weasley twins. And you may be asking yourself, which twin is it based off of? Is it based off of Fred? Is it based off of George? And frankly, we don't know. No one ever told us when they made it for the films. So James Phelps says it's based on him because he has a more attractive looking face, and Oliver Phelps says it's based on James because he has a funnier looking face. So I'll let you decide as to which you believe to be true. And of course, like I said, we can't talk about the shop without talking about the many different fun products that you would find inside, many of which are in our window displays and in our door frame displays as we make our way past in just a moment. Now, all of these products would have been designed and made by our graphics team, a team called Mina Lima, a name you've probably heard from other demonstrations in our tour today as well. And ultimately, they designed about 40,000 products in 140 different types of design, and ultimately you only see it for about a minute and a half worth of screen time in that sixth film. I'm sure that a lot of hard work and dedication goes into some of those things that you never even get to experience that much in the films themselves. Like I said, you go to see them when you make your way past, but when you go into the next room as well in our art department, my colleague has some more that they can showcase to you a little bit closer, so you do get a chance to check them out too. And as you pass, do get a chance to check out our Dragon Roasted Nut Machine. It's been lovingly restored specifically by the original filmmakers for this brand new feature, so do get a chance to check and see how they roast chestnuts in the wizarding world as well. With that being said, thank you very much for listening, everybody. My name is Sean. If you have any questions, if you'd like to know any fun facts, by all means, I'll still be here and I'm more than happy to help. We're more than welcome to continue on if you would like and enjoy the rest of our Magical Mystery feature. Thank you very much.
Ich kann nicht mehr schnell, als es gemacht wurde. Ja.
This is the last thing we do. That's a shopping.